Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Valley Economic Alliance ONYX African American Business Hub Influencer Marketing and Contracting webinar. Today, we are featuring two amazing speakers on topics that will increase your business results and increase your sales, influencer marketing and contracting. My name is Erica Gass. I am the Vice President of Operations for the Valley Economic Alliance. So happy to be here with everybody today. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. I'd like to thank our sponsors, HSBC and Wells Fargo, for support for our webinar this morning. And it's my pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, or Mistress of Ceremonies, for today's webinar, Keisha Buchanan, Regional Community Development Manager, HSBC Bank. Thank you, Keisha.
Thank you. Over to me, right? Welcome, everyone. We want to welcome you for taking your time to be with us this morning. The Valley Economic Alliance is a collaboration of government, nonprofit, and business leaders working together to promote economic development in the five cities in San Fernando region. It includes Burbank, Calabasas, Glendale, and San Fernando Valley region of the city of Los Angeles and the city of San Fernando. We're here to help grow. Job seekers connecting to training and jobs, develop, connect to parcels in the valley to redevelop. And visitors connecting our attraction, amenities, and local shopping. If you own a business and you would like help reaching profitability and growth, we welcome you to enroll in our business assistant program. And I believe we will have a link in the chat. So just click on the link and you will be able to enroll, and we will give you some support and help. And as Erica stated, my name is Keisha Buchanan. I'm the Regional Development Community Manager for HSBC. I cover Florida, Mid-Atlantic, and the West Coast. HSBC is a proud sponsor of these the African American Business Hub sessions. HSBC, just a little bit about HSBC. We were born from a simple idea, a local bank serving international needs back in March 1865. HSBC opened their doors in Hong Kong to help, finance trade between Europe and Asia. We've been supporting customers for over 150 years. Today, we serve more than 40 million personal wealth and corporate customers worldwide in about 64 countries and territories. Though HSBC is international, we are very passionate about our local small businesses like yourself, business owners like yourself, and the businesses that you run. So we're very passionate about the community. So I have the pleasure today of introducing our two amazing dynamic speakers. So I will start by introducing Kim Shepard, who goes by Kat. Kat is the president and founder of Marketing, Sales, and Training, company of design developers and provide training for Fortune 500 companies as well as small businesses. Kat projects with companies like AT&T were so successful that her contract expanded throughout the United States. She has a unique, dynamic style of mentoring, training that's hands-on and very interactive, and includes actionable activities that are goal-oriented and geared to help your business grow and strive. Kat has also served and traveled as an aeromedic evacuation trainer in the U.S. Air Force. Kat, thank you for your service. Kat can also help you start your business, stay in and grow your business. She's an experienced entrepreneur running her own digital marketing business. Kat's digital marketing business experience includes things like web design, lead marketing, internet marketing, social media, developing marketing plans, email marketing, content marketing, and Google marketing. As a small business owner since 1997, she has clients including, as mentioned before, Fortune 500 company. Kat loves sharing information and exchanging ideas. And best of all, she cares about people and, and their business and growth. She views training as an opportunity to meet people, share information, grow while helping others to grow. Kat is a life learner. She is internationally challenged to grow. She internally challenged to grow and learn while shares her information with others. So with that said, I'm going to turn it on over to Kat. Over to you.
Thank you, Keisha. I am internationally challenged because I want to travel all the time. So I'm challenged not to get on the plane every single day of my life. That's
oh my gosh. That's
I don't
good.
know. I just sit there and just want to travel so much. So yes, I am internationally challenged. So I'm gonna add that to my resume.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And if you want to turn your cameras on, I love when you guys turn your cameras on because guess what? It helps me be more interactive. And I have 15 minutes, right, Keisha? Or Erica, right?
Yes, about 15, 20, about 20 minutes plus.
Give me 5-minute warning. Give me 5-minute warning. I'll need
Sure.
it. Okay, so you guys, I love it. Thank you, Melinda, for turning your camera on because I love to interact. Even though we're far away, thank you so much. Even though we're far away, it helps engage. And by the way, if we're talking about influencer marketing, you guys, anytime you have an opportunity to turn your camera on, as long as you're not shoving food in your mouth, turn your camera on because you never know who you meet and who you might meet. And in this time where we can network, this is a great opportunity to show up and show out. And I also noticed that they said, hey, put your information in the chat window. You can share that afterwards. So you should be putting your information in the chat window because they offer to do so, because guess what, you guys, that's another opportunity to network. So we're going to talk about influencer marketing. I'm going to be interactive with you guys because even though we're online, we can do that. How many of you guys are currently connected with other people? Just type yes or yes in there. You don't have to say no. How many of you guys have an internal network where you're connecting with others on social media and they're sharing your information? Just type yes if you are. If you're not, it's okay. You don't have to type anything. I just want to gauge where we are. Good, good, good. Michelle says yes. Melinda says yes. Awesome. Good, good, good. So now I want to know also, how often are you sharing, or how often are you getting people to share your information? That means somebody is sharing actively your information. How often are you doing that? Is it once a month, twice a month, once a week? Give me some indication of that so I can actually know how to gauge this conversation also. Once a month, once a week, not as much as you should. I'm waiting for some answers there so I can see what we're doing here. And while we're waiting for those answers to come in, once a week, Michelle, that's really good. I love that. If you're getting people to share your information once a week, you are in the winner's seat. Winner, winner, chicken dinner for Michelle. Once a week is good. Yes, we got some yeses there. Okay, good. So influencer, I'm going to share my screen right now and talk about influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is where you can get others to share your information, and you don't have to be Kim Kardashian. If somebody, oh, Kim Kardashian, I don't like her. You don't have to. Let's look at what she does and her sisters and how they share information and use them as an example of what you can do. You can learn from what they can't do also, right? But influencers, 74% people rely upon social media to make decisions. To 74. In your mind right now, say that out loud. 74% of people make decisions based upon social media. So again, people are making decisions. You want to be in that also, because if that's what they're doing, okay, good. That's a majority. So you want to be in the position to help. And how many of you had made purchasing decisions based upon on social media? Probably a lot more than you think. It used to be back in the day, and I hate to age myself, but there was 3 major TV stations: ABC, CBS, and NBC. And that's how we made our purchase decision based upon those commercials. But it's different now. It is very different now because people navigate to their friends and their family, and we don't even watch commercials now. So where are we getting that information from? How are we getting our friends and our family? And that's going to be a big part of what we do as solopreneurs and small business people. 49% of people rely upon influencers for product recommendations. That's half of the people rely upon that. And if that didn't influence you enough to get people to spread the word about you, 42% who saw influencers end up trying the product or service. I'm gonna tell you what, I go to a dinner party every Sunday with my friends, and I was on TikTok. And if you're on TikTok, go ahead and say yes. And I want to know if you're on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, say yes. I just want to kind of figure out, are you on TikTok? Say yes if you are. If you're looking at TikTok, not your business, but are you just looking on TikTok? I want to find out how many people in this area are looking at TikTok. Good. Yes, we got a yes there. Looking good. Learn from that, by the way. Use that as a recipe for success. Good looking. I remember looking while you guys are typing in it. I remember looking at TikTok. And on TikTok, this guy went to this grocery store and he bought these big old things. I have them outside. And he bought these cups and he poured all this liquor and cut up all this fruit. And I had to go to a dinner party every Sunday. I was like, something creative to do. So I went to that store. The next day, bought all the fruits, bought all the stuff, and came to the dinner party with this big drink thing. And I was a hit. Because I did something that was really cool and right. And they had the stuff around the glasses and the salt. I don't know what it's called. I can't tell what the drink is called, but it's a famous drink in Mexico. It's served in these little things and it's so good, right? But it was great. And so think about how many things you looked at TikTok and you saved, or you looked at social media. I'm going to cook that meal. Again, you are influenced. You are probably influenced by social media. So the thing is you want to be able to find influencers. Now there's different types of influencers. So I'm going to explain some different types of influencers. I'm going to share my screen again with you. And I will make sure that you guys have all these access to all things also. So a nano influencer, we're going to work with first the nano influencer. I'm kind of zoom in so you guys can see it. Make sure it's not too small. There we go. Nano influencers. This is probably what you're going to first start targeting first. Nano influencers have up to 10,000 people. 10,000 people. But these people who, these are their friends, their families, they're very close associates. So if I say to my close friends and families, this burrito was the best at this particular place, everybody's listening. Nano influencers are not as expensive as the other influencers. Your goal, write this goal down. If you're going to take this class, let's make a goal. Let's take some action. Your goal is to find at least 10 influencers. You can start with 3, but your goal should be to find 10 influencers, nano influencers specifically. They have gained the trust of their followers. So if you say to your friends and family, hey, that was a bad place, they gave bad service, your friends and family are going to listen. And on the opposite end, if they say, this is a great service, find somebody who has an audience that you want to talk to and negotiate influence with them. Because guess what? You could possibly be a nano influencer yourself. And it doesn't matter if you have just 300 or 1,000 people. 1,000 people is what you're really looking at. But 1,000 people, this doesn't cost that much. Actually, you could barter. Like I'll share on my network if you share on your network. If I'm a wedding photographer, who do I want to network with? Somebody who makes wedding dresses, wedding cakes, things like that. Find people who have the same audience as you and get together on a Zoom setting. Here's your next goal. Here's your next goal, because we're not going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. You put together, you be the one who is the expert, the leader in this, to say, you know what, I'm putting together a Zoom call. I'd like you to be on it. We have the same type of audiences. Let's get together and share content and share ideas. I'll get on your channel. You'll interview me. You get on my channel. I'll interview you. I'm going to share your post. You're going to share my post. I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to put you at the bottom. You're going to do the same. Again, if you find somebody who has influence and they have 1,000 and you get 10 business friends together, you have 10,000 more people you're talking to. So that's your first goal. Your first goal is to get 10. Okay, now in the chat window, I want to know, will you commit to doing this? Will you commit to changing? Again, you got 2 goals. Find 10 and then set up a meeting. Yes or no? Let me hear you. Let me hear you commit. Yes. I hope you say yes. I really do, because that would be so sad if you said, no, I'm not going to do that. I just came here to listen, but I'm not going to take any action. Let me see those yeses. We there? We committing to our business? Yes, yes. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay. The next group of influencers are called micro influencers. Let me zoom the screen in. Micro influencers. Micro influencers have over 10,000 followers who engage with medium-sized audiences. Now, again, believe it or not, big corporations are finding nano influencers and have them share their product services. Not corporations like Nike and big things like that. Of course, they're looking for bigger audiences. They are looking at the nano influencers because they don't cost as much. You can give them a pair of Nikes and they'll talk about them, right? Okay. But you don't want yourself to, it has to be a good product service, you guys. You don't want to put yourself out there when you don't have a good product service, because it will magnify the worst of you. Okay. So make sure you have good product service. The next group is a micro influencer. I can tell you, I went on a cruise and I found nano and micro influencers to talk about this cruise for my customer, and boom, their audience grew immediately. This company told me, you know what? Please stop marketing, because we cannot handle what you're doing. That's the best thing you could ever. As a marketer, I love to hear stop marketing. You want your stuff to be so good when you're marketing that you can't handle it. Well, you really don't want that. But I'm just saying, you guys, as a marketer, I love that. As a matter of fact, if you get just the bottom line of the micro influencers, you get 10,000. That's 100,000 audience. Grow your audience by using other people's audiences. So again, micro influencers are a little bit different here. Micro influencers are up to 50,000. And again, they have more followers than a regular person, but they haven't truly hit that celebrity status yet. They may cost a little bit more to engage with unless you're equal with them. But if you have 10,000, you find somebody that has 10,000, guess what? You guys, you're on the same level playing field. So set up that Zoom meeting, get 10 people together to start with. I'm not saying to end with, because again, you should constantly be doing this, by the way. All right. So now what I want you to do is pause for a second. Who is your audience? Because before you start, you have to really zoom into who is your target audience. So I'm going to deviate from here a little bit. And I'm just going to open up another tab and I'm going to type in, and this is marketing you're going to do always. Marketing you're going to always do. You're going to always be tweaking your marketing message, right? But I'm going to type in market market persona. And I'm going to do an image search. And I want you to do this. I'm gonna even cheat for you. I'm gonna go into the chat window and I'm gonna put that in there for everybody so they can do that. Get a buyer persona together, because when you start talking to people, you need to know who you want to target. So you don't want to align yourself with everybody. Again, if I was a wedding photographer, I would find somebody who makes wedding cakes, limo services, the people who officiate a wedding, the banquet halls, the wedding planners, and they will become part of my alliance group. But I would have to have clear understanding of who my audience is. Maybe what I do is I market to a certain demographic of brides, and I specialize within a specific niche. I need to define who they are. What are the age? What do they make? Where are they located? What are their challenges, goals? How can I help? Right here I am. Look for a recipe of a marketing persona and create your own marketing persona. This really goes into more detailed marketing and marketing research, but you guys can start the process. And that's what I really want to see you do is identify, because when you talk to them, you're going to have to know who your market is. All right. The next one I want to talk about is the mid influencer. The mid influencer has about 50 to 50K. Again, and this is a really, again, think about it. If somebody came to you and says, hey, I want to talk to your audience, the first thing you should say is, well, who are you? But of course, people at this level may not say it nice. Who are you? Right? So have your stuff together, you guys. Don't just come asking for other people's audiences without having enough clout and or great enough product that they really believe in, that they can actually talk to. And of course, the macro influencers is from 5 to 100 million, and then your mega influencer is just huge, right? We're talking about celebrity status here. All right, so let's look at my cousin here. You guys have any of you seen Catfish? Anybody seen Catfish? Catfish is a show on TV that people on the online trick a person for a long time. You end up dating these people for a long time without ever seeing them, and then they call these people to say, hey, where's this person? I really tried to date this person. I've been sending them money. I'm in love with them, but I never can really get them on the phone. I don't understand the whole concept of that myself, but this show kind of basically puts them out there. And she is now a host, but before she was a host, she did other things. And this is my cousin Cammie. I'm going to click on, I'm going to stop share for a second, and I'm going to share back because I want to make sure that we're sharing sound. Yes, we are. Okay, good. So I'm going to click on this to show you this right fast.
If you have a date coming up, your nighttime routine is just as important as getting ready on the day of. Now, you already know how I feel about Crest whitening products, but the new whitening emulsions with overnight freshness is going to give you that same glowy white smile that we absolutely love with virtually no tooth sensitivity. Plus, it's going to freshen your breath overnight, so you're ready for that first date. Okay, let's go. Now, I love this because the steps are as easy as 1, 2, 3. Squeeze, apply, now go to sleep and wake up with a brighter, whiter, fresher smile, and you're gonna be ready to kill that date, right? You're gonna have the confidence to be able to walk into any room and get anybody. Okay? You got this. I see you. You got this. I got you.
All right. So that's Cammie. So notice here, she actually put her own spin on it. Getting ready for a date, bestie. Okay. She specified that it was an ad. She's using graphics. She said, consider your dating coach. We're starting prep with a new Crest. Okay, again, they're actually giving a shout out to @Crest. You can see here @Crest, whitening emulsions and overnight freshness. But feeling confident, brighter, wider, fresher smile, and thank me later. Whitening emulsions. So hashtag.
Kat, 5 minutes.
Thank you so much. What would you want people to share? Make it easy, you guys. Now, this is where you express what your benefits of your product. So I said one thing you have to have is you have to have a target audience, something that defines who you're targeting. The next thing you have to have is benefit statements. I want you to commit to yourself to write how your product benefits the customers. Because if you want to connect to an audience, you need to have this ready. You can't make them make it up. I am pretty sure that Crest gave her talking points, hashtags. Here's your assignment. You guys. Pay close attention. Go look for different things like this where people, your job now is to research. Here's a recipe. I always have my students and my clients look at this as a recipe. What are the hashtags? What are the selling points? And then they're going to put their own spin to it. I'm pretty sure. What is the hashtag you want them to use if you want them to be alliance partners? Go reverse engineer all of these things. When you look at something now and you see somebody advertise another product, that becomes your recipe for success. So you have a couple of things you could do. Again, it is a sheet of benefit statements with product images, product service, sample post. Look at these posts and make them a recipe. How would I reverse engineer this? Okay, getting ready for date night. Okay, hashtag ad. Consider your dating coach. Here's the thing. What does it do? It gives you overnight freshness. That's one benefit. You wake up feeling confident and brighter, wider, fresher smile, right? And then here's the hashtags. So a couple of benefits, hashtags, the @ symbol that points to your product service. That's a link to your Instagram account. Again, look at these as examples. If you just do this, you will make a change in influencer marketing. If you do just the things we talked about. What is one thing I asked you guys to do? Open up your mic and tell me, what is one thing I asked you to do to help your business? Name one thing.
Grow our audience.
That's right. Grow your
Connect
audience.
with others.
That's exactly right. That's right. Okay, come up with the list of benefits. What else? Like somebody went out. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you just do those simple things and you keep at it, you will make a change. I promise you, because you're reaching other people's audience. You just grew your audience by connecting with just a nano audience. It's under 10,000. Success to you guys. I made it. Oh my God, I made it. I could have went on forever, but I'm going to stop myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kat. I mean, I love your enthusiasm for what you do.
Yes.
Your passion just exudes, through the screen. And I love the statistics that says 74% of people make decisions based on social media and through reviews, because that 74% is 100% me. Like, the internet is my first go-to before anything else. And I don't even know when that started, but it is my first go-to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now we're going to open it to some Q&A. And I think, Erica, you'll help me because I don't have chat. Is there anything in the chat?
Nothing in the chat right now.
All right. If there's anything that you guys, just really had some questions on, please unmute yourself. This is a small, really quaint group. So unmute yourself. Kat already said, keep your mics, your cameras on. So don't be shy. It's your opportunity. You have an expert that's here today that you can pick her brain. So let's go for it.
Absolutely.
Hi, Kat. This is Maya. I have a question. Hello, everyone. I have a small business and I'm growing, and I'm on Instagram. I have an Instagram page, and I'm getting, all these people telling me, "Oh, let me help you grow your followers. Let me help you grow your followers." And I just want to know, and I think that falls into the category that you were talking earlier about, making sure that whomever is representing you is the right person. But in this case, is it okay to just, get someone to grow your, to help you get followers, or do you still have to do some research and make sure that they are okay?
You definitely have to do your research, and you have to make sure that they have the marketing prowess you want, the energy you want. Some people market different ways and they have different voices, so they must share your marketing voice or understand how to perpetuate your marketing voice, your energy. You think about some companies and how they advertise, and you say, I would never, but they are effective for their target audience. So it's really important, Maya, to understand what you want and who you want to target. So they should be doing, anybody can post. Maya, anyone can post. Me, myself, I won't even take on marketing jobs where they ask me to do the same thing, because if they were doing the same thing, they're getting the same results. So you can post. What you want is some different results, right? You want something different. You want to grow your audience. So don't go for, finding people who post. There should be an end result. That means they should be buying your product or services. That's right? So think about what is your business, Maya?
I have an online champagne gift. So I do champagne gift box, champagne gift baskets, and so it's an online business.
Who's your best client?
Anyone.
But see, Maya?
Yes.
Maya, whenever you say anyone, and in business, by the way, in business, okay, so I'm gonna interpret what you're saying. I'll take any money. Okay, I agree with you there. We want that money. But I'm asking you, who is your best client? Because let me tell you, here's the thing. I'm gonna give you a good example. I'm selling a mini skirt. This is the prime example, okay? Who's the target audience? Everybody think about that. Who is the target audience? Now you could say a 90-year-old, because a 90-year-old probably can rock that mini skirt. But if you only have so much money, maybe you shouldn't be advertising to the seniors, right? I'm
Yeah.
not trying to wear that right now. I'm a senior. I just
Yeah.
covering the gray. I'm covering the gray. Don't send that marketing to me. You're gonna waste your money, right?
Mhm.
So again, if I only had this much money, I'm going to spend it in the area that's very effective. So when you say anything, your marketing dollars can't go everywhere. I had a client who advertised all over the United States with her little $1,000. She really only wanted to advertise to the Coachella Valley area, the Palm Springs area. She wasted her money.
Mhm.
So you want to figure out who's your best client. Now, somebody has bought from you. Who was your best client, Maya? Describe them.
So my best client is between 35 and 60, and it's someone who is, because champagne is not cheap, so someone with a, I would say middle class income that can afford,
Oh my
champagne.
goodness, what a change, Maya. What a change.
Yeah.
That's why I said marketing persona. That's why I talked about the marketing persona. Now, if I'm going to sell baby carriages, I'm going to stop. If I'm going to sell baby carriages, what event caused that to happen?
What events?
A birth, right?
Uh-huh.
Think about the events that are around that thing too, because there's some events that cause people to pop that bottle, right?
Exactly.
And think about big organizations you could tap into that want to tap into that too, because maybe you could tap into organizations that have employee anniversaries, things like that. Look for the big audience and find these events that will make this happen for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice, thank you for that. Any more questions?
Actually, what they can do is go into the chat and then Kat will answer them for you. And then
Okay.
we'll go on to Dr. Turner.
Perfect. All right. Thank you again, Kat. All right. And I also now have the privilege of introducing our next guest speaker, Dr. Michele G. Turner, MBA. She is University of South California's Associate Vice President, University Relations, Civic Engagement and Economic Partnership. So the USC's Office of Business Diversity and Economic Opportunity is led by Dr. Turner, an accomplished higher education administrator with extensive entrepreneurial and corporate expertise. As a corporate veteran with with companies such as IBM, Shell Oil Company, also an entrepreneur for over 25 years. Dr. Turner brings to the role a unique set of abilities and perspective to understand the aspiration, opportunities, and challenges of small and minority business owners. With a background as a management consultant specialized in business processing, re-engineering, supply chain management, and mass customization, she prioritizes breakthrough thinking necessary for innovative solutions. Her expertise in racial equity, investing as a businesswoman and USC's administrator for over 13 years, and deep experiences in public and private sector distinctly enhance USC's ability through BDEO services and create inclusive impact and advantage for MWVBE businesses. Dr. Turner received her bachelor's in entrepreneurship study and finance from USC Marshall School of Business, an MBA from UCLA Anderson Graduate School of Management, and her doctoral from USC's Rossier's School of Education. She studied abroad in very international at Qatar, the UAE, Hong Kong, and at Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. If you would like to reach out to Dr. Turner, we will put her email in the chat. And now I will turn it over to you, Dr. Turner.
Thank you, Keisha. Good morning, everyone. And I hope everyone is staying cool. And I guess that's easy to do when we're all Zooming. So I will hopefully have some information that also uplifts your morning. A little bit different than marketing influencing, although I learned so much from that presentation that I'll be able to take back even in the business that I do at USC. What I'm going to share today is really more of a focus in terms of what strategies might be to think about if you are trying to contract with an institution like USC or other institutions in higher ed. I mean, we are in a very rich region with over 5 major universities, and what I will share is probably going to be a little bit universal, but of course specific in terms of strategy with USC if you are thinking about gosh, what could that business connection mean for me? So I have a more formal presentation that I'll run through, but of course, want to make sure that we have time for questions at the end of this. So in my position as Associate Vice President of Business Diversity and Economic Opportunity at USC, what that really means, because the title is very long, the division has an even longer title. I really just like to say that finally USC is having a very laser-like focus on how we extend our impact for our contracting footprint, which we'll talk about in a minute, which is very considerable in the region. How do we include businesses that are owned by minorities and women? And that basically is a lot of what my position allows me to dive way deep down into. So let me kind of take you through what our thinking is about economic inclusion at USC. I won't reshare the whole of my resume, but let me just highlight the fact that I have been a Black woman-owned business in the Los Angeles region for more than 25 years. I am in the healthcare space. I know what it's like, to start that business at a very small scale and then grow it very successfully to something much larger. Now, I don't bring that business with me into my everyday at USC because the company has other people that can run it. But the good thing is that I've taken a lot of those bumps and bruises and a lot of that knowledge and perspective and actually used that lens to challenge and channel what we're doing at USC, because I want to make sure that we are favorable to the small business owner and responsive to their needs. So I can do that from a lot of different perspectives, whether it's on the ground in terms of day-to-day operations kinds of things, but also from an infrastructure point of view, which is also equally important. I'd also like to just share, listen, USC is in my blood. I bleed Cardinal and Gold. My husband, my kids, my grandparents. But the best thing is I'm a new grandmother, so I'm kind of bolstered by that. 3 weeks into it and expecting my next one in 10 days. So that really is who I am these days. But in order to focus on doing business with USC, I got to put all that kind of on the side, on the back burner, and really think about how we are moving through a deeper understanding of what our business environments are at USC. Now, we are a large institution. We have several different kinds of procurement environments, which means that we don't have a strategy where it's a one size fits all, because our environments are very, very different. We have a huge transactional environment at USC where especially if you're a smaller business or you're involved in any kind of good or service, the people who buy at USC is not one central department. It's a whole lot of people. It's our students, it's our department users, it is our researchers. These people have the power given to them by USC to make purchasing decisions. So that enables a particular kind of procurement environment where, you know, we want to understand what it will take then to really fuse in our minority and women-owned businesses in that environment. Of course, we have a major construction footprint. If you drive anywhere down by our campuses, and we have several campuses, our two major campuses are, of course, down in the mid-city and then in East LA with our health sciences campus. But we're building and transforming our physical footprint in the region. So our construction contract opportunity is huge. Therefore, we should be able to say that our opportunity for minority businesses, women-owned businesses, is also quite large. Following from a major building construction is maintaining our facilities. And that in itself also has significant opportunity for our businesses. And then, of course, we have our hospital enterprise, which accounts for more than half of our revenues at USC. We should therefore be able to say that there is considerable opportunity for minority and women and veteran-owned businesses. We currently do have a strategy in place and have had since the early 90s. And in fact, my colleague who suggested me for this conversation, Rhonda Crawford, has been working deeply and extensively in this area with diverse businesses and how we can establish relationships with those business enterprise-wide. It's just that now we are really trying to, you know, uplift her work and uplift the fact that we should be doing more. So where before we were looking at a 15% diverse and local goal for our spend, we are going to be very aggressive with our specific diverse spend goal at USC. How you connect to USC, however, there is a particular caveat in that we do not take unsolicited business. In order to contract with USC, we have processes where we will invite businesses to do business with us. So I just mentioned that because on the first look, that looks like a big, huge barrier. But as we talk a little bit more, I want to also share that that barrier is getting easier to climb over. And certainly that is our intention. So we do have, I think it's almost unimaginable to think about, gosh, how am I going to be able to talk to all 20 schools at USC? Because at USC, we think of ourselves not as one USC, but 20 different schools, a hospital, a sports complex. How would I be able to, as a small business in particular, how will I be able to broach that? Well, we have something called economic inclusion objectives that we are establishing, and specifically with regard to supplier diversity. I don't know if you all know that we have, as we think about it, an $8 billion impact in the region. And that really is what our starting point has been in terms of focusing upon how we want to establish a baseline for minority, women, and veteran business enterprise improvement. We, in my department, will be setting some very aggressive goals that will be sprinkled throughout our entire enterprises. We specifically want to not only count more minority businesses that we're doing business with, but we want to be able to take the fact that we have a whole lot of knowledge that's what we do. We produce knowledge, but knowledge to be able to share back into our communities, back into our businesses, so that we can help them scale, we can help them grow, and then ultimately become strategic partners with us. Because I don't think, and in my seat, I don't think it's good enough to say that, you know, we have umpteen number of diverse businesses in our vendor portfolio. I think it is better for the business itself and for us as well to know that we are growing strategic partnerships where I can continue, once I know that you've got a great product and service, where I can continue to optimize you as a business partner, Therefore, you may not need to necessarily only consider that your opportunity is with that one person that you might know in X school. But if you're delivering something and doing it well, our objective is to make sure that this product and service has the opportunity to be optimized throughout our entire enterprise, and that you may one day think of USC as a key account or a key client partner. We, in doing that in our department, we'll have the opportunity to look at those performance indicators to get that kind of feedback and share it throughout our enterprise. So we will absolutely look at how we utilize feedback about what you do and how you're referenced in order to help you grow. And basically, from this point, even though we may not have articulated it well in the past, economic inclusion is absolutely integral to our values as an anchor institution in the region. My office is somewhat very new. We launched in COVID, which, is kind of a strange time, to really think about business optimization, because everyone was shuttered and many of our businesses, were really in survival mode. But what it allowed us to do is really think about things strategically. What should we be doing so that when we come back out, like we're doing now, we absolutely have a much more solid set of strategies and relationships internally to enable success with this idea. So I'm not always diplomatic, so let me figure out a way to say this. I think it's very important for USC, I'll speak about USC, even though this is a universal statement. I think it's very important for economic inclusion statements to work. And they may be able to be stated with a great deal of intent, but they're very difficult to make work from an infrastructure point of view. And the reason that is because once you say that you want to know who your minority, women, and veteran business owners are, you have to be able not only to count them in your spend, you have to be able to identify them and be able to also separate and become more granular about the information you're capturing about them, so that there is some kind of economic benefit you're able to focus on and make sure happens. And so what we've been doing at USC is strengthening our infrastructure to better identify our minority businesses, look at how often we're using them, what could we be doing with them, where should we be partnering with them, how should we be expanding our outreach, do we even know enough of these businesses, and what should we be doing? So we've been spending the last year in a very thoughtful but heavy lift in terms of what is it about our own infrastructure that we have to improve so that we can make our intention with regard to business diversity and inclusion work when we actually go to market. So my office, that's what we do. We work with all of our departments at USC enterprise-wide to make sure that all of these strategies will be in alignment so that we actually will have partnerships internally so that this will work. And when you think about the fact that USC employs nearly 40,000 people, that's a whole lot of people to coordinate with this kind of thinking, with this kind of idea. And for us, we want business diversity and economic inclusion to be at the forefront of what each of our employees who has a buying decision authority to think about. So we are working very, very hard. And this conversation today comes in the midst of that work that we're doing. We have actually one of the initiatives that I thought I would share with you all is called Trojan Shop Local. And one of the first things that we did was we asked ourselves about what we could be doing to better support our local businesses. And we came up with Trojan Shop Local. And right now, Trojan Shop Local is something that we have shared out with our entire Trojan family, our alums, our parents, our students, our faculty, our administrators. Our entire Trojan family has the opportunity to learn about what these, now it's about 80 businesses, because we're getting ready to put our second phase of businesses into Trojan Shop Local. But who these businesses are, where are they? Well, where they are is around where we are, so that wherever we are supporting our local diverse businesses in particular. But it's not just so that we contract with them internally, but our philosophy is that any Trojan can and should support these businesses. And so we have created a whole experience behind Trojan Shop Local. We have a very active Instagram for our students. One of the things that they really like about the Trojan Shop Local experience is that we throw little events and things like that down there to keep them active, scavenger hunts, restaurant crawls, but we have all kind of businesses in Trojan Shop Local. We've got local restaurants, we've got boutiques, we've got great places to take your parents when they come to visit you, all kinds of things. And so
5 minutes, Dr. Turner.
yes, 5?
5
Okay,
minutes.
okay. So I think especially if you're a small business owner, Trojan Shop Local might be of interest to you because this is really free marketing and free awareness building that we do on your behalf, driving our entire Trojan family to you. In terms of what we are getting ready to launch into the fall, I mean, we're a higher education institution. Our year starts in the September timeframe, essentially, and we just welcomed a new cohort back this week. But being able now to focus on in-person events for our businesses and those who are interested in contracting with us. We have a slate of business development education. We are actually rethinking our RFQ pre-qual notification and regional outreach process because we want to make sure that there is an expansion of minority and women-owned businesses in our pre-qualifications. We are using our virtual platforms for business learning. So if you engage with us, we invite you into those. And then in the spring, we will be actually opening back up our major procurement forum for opportunities across our enterprise. So I would say just know that that's coming. My email is here, mmturner. If you are interested, reach out to me. I will send you whatever information is necessary to engage you with our calendar and events. But get ready, because the last thing I want to leave you with is that our focus is that you are a certified business. And we don't certify you, but I'm sure the Valley Economic Alliance has those tools to get you certified. But if you want to be in our focus for diverse businesses, we will only be able to do that with business certification, because that is something that we are newly tracking and identifying. We are not going to be doing that with self-certification any longer. So it's a lot that actually is behind, our thinking right now, but I hope that gave you a good taste of where USC is and opportunities for contracting, or just even kind of sparking that in the back of your mind as an option. So thank you, Erica. Thank you, ONYX. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me just to share some snippets there. And any questions?
No, thank you, Dr. Turner, for such great resources and everything USC University Relations is doing for the community, the opportunities. I mean, I challenge everyone to really tap into these resources, the opportunities and the education that is, being offered to help you to scale. Any questions out there, maybe in the chat, or again, feel free to unmute yourself and, ask those questions.
I just want to say that this is great, Dr. Turner. I love the energy. I love the change that you're making. A lot of people want to make change, but you guys are actually making change in the area and affecting your local economy and the economy of families. I just want to say that this is a wonderful program. I'm loving hearing every bit about it.
Thank you. And what I couldn't get really specific about yet is exactly how to do that. So let me just say this. Just keep your ears tuned. We will be making some announcements before the end of the year. which I think are going to be very joyously received, especially for small businesses, but minority businesses in particular. I would just ask you, get ready, get certified. That is going to be most important. That will allow you in the door.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. And again, you know, if we can put the link to Dr. Turner and the USC in the chat, or provide it to our participants, that'll be wonderful. Is there any other questions or comments out there?
Nothing in the chat, but like you said, anybody can unmute and ask anything. I did put in about our business assistance program. We will definitely help you get certified, as Dr. Turner said. And then also the information's there. And we'll also have the handout. And oh, here's one. What certifications does USC accept, as in who is authorizing the certification?
So the certifications that we are particularly looking for will be the Minority Business Enterprise certification, Women-Owned Business Certified, Women Business Enterprise certification. We also accept our Veteran Business certifications from the city, the county, and the state, also from our Southern Cal Minority Supplier Council and WENBEC. So those certifications, because we are looking at MWVBE certifications in particular.
Okay, thank you. So again, as Erica said, you know, if you are a business owner and would love some help, you know, to be able to be profitable, to grow, then we welcome you to enroll in our free business assistance program. And I believe we did put it in the chat. So definitely tap in. You know, I always say, and a professor told me this once before, you don't have to be the smartest person, but you need to be the most resourceful. And these resources are they're gems to help you to scale. And if we have about 3 more minutes, if there's any more last minute questions, please do. If not, I can intro our next program. So stay tuned September 20th at 10 a.m. Join us with our Adelante Business Hub series, and it starts September 20th at 10 a.m. The speakers will talk again on social media and business credit, 2 vital subjects. So register at thevalley.net/events. You know, yeah, just please take hold of these things, because they're vital, and that will differentiate you from the next business owner. You know, all the tools that you have and you're able to use. So with that said, there's no questions. All right, well, I'll give you back about a minute or 2 of your day. And once again, thank you so much for attending. Thank you for being our participant. And we hope to see you and hear from you at our next events. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Keisha, for hosting us today, and Dr. Turner and Kat. Great information. And again, like everybody said, please visit our website at valley.net for all information, or just call us directly. We're here to help you. And thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Keisha. Have a good day.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Be safe.
Bye.
Thanks, Kat.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Kat.